What's good, y'all? It's your boy Bad C, aka Niggaless Cage, aka Larry J. Flies. Yo, we back with another episode of your favorite song. We sitting down with our favorite artists and we asking them, yo, what's your favorite song, people? Word up. Yo, we in season 2. You already know it's been cooking, it's been cooking, it's been cooking. And tonight, I got a real special guest, man. I got somebody that I've been a big fan of for a very, 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 very long time. Shout to my nigga Fred Blast. When I was in high school with him, he know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? He know what I'm talking about. Yo, word up. Tonight we got Sadat X in the building.
Peace, peace. I'm here, y'all. I'm here, Seed. I'm here,
Word
baby.
up,
No doubt.
word up. Yo, how you, man? How you been, man?
I'm good, man. I'm just moving and grooving, man. Doing what I do, man. Making music, working, and raising kids, and doing what I
Yeah,
do, yo.
yeah. Nah. That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, before we even really get into it, I want to give you your flowers. You know what I'm saying? Because and I like the position that I'm in because I get to tell the artist to their face. You know what I'm saying? Like how I really really feel about them. You know what I'm saying? Like bro, you guys. First of all, Grand Nubian was the reason why I know you heard this a billion times,
All
but
right.
was the reason why I started studying lessons.
That's what's
Why
up.
I even know anything about it. Like I heard, the Rakims and the
Mm-hmm.
King's Sons, and I heard certain artists, reference it, but I never really y'all made it cool, y'all made it fly, y'all made it, you know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
what's up.
salute to you and it was something special about you. Like you had it was a style and a voice that nobody never heard. And it was wow, because it still bounced. That's why I said shout to my nigga Fred Blast
Okay.
from high school, because yo, we used to talk about that. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Like, yo, like son is ill, like son is real ill. So, I wanted to give you them flowers, yo. Word up.
Appreciate. I
Salute to
appreciate
you.
that. No question. I appreciate.
Word up, word up. So let's get into it, man. I'm gonna tell you what my favorite song of you is. Like, it's wild because the catalog is silly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's way too much. It's too much. So I'm gonna cheat,
All
and I'm
right.
gonna, I'm gonna say a couple joints.
That's what's up.
That's my shit. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I gotta the slow down verse is iconic. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just hike. It's iconic. Like I couldn't hear that record without that verse. Like that's one of them things. Like that record would not be the same without that verse.
Got
You
you.
know what I'm saying? Um, second record, of course, another iconic. Punks jump up to get beat down is another iconic verse. You know what I'm saying? And the
Mhm.
third one is three. Third one is joint with Big. Come
Okay.
on, motherfucker, come on. You know what I'm saying? Word up. So I'm gonna pick one of those, and I'm gonna ask you about. Matter of fact, I'll let you. Out of those three, can you tell me a story, like a backstory of the creation of any of them records? Like what?
All
So
right.
what's something
Well,
that stick out to
Well, my favorite joint out of them, like Slow Down, was definitely because that was the last joint we did on the album. We only had like 4 or 5 hours left in the studio to play around with it, and then we had to turn the album in. So,
you? Yeah,
we had tried to loop it up like previously, but it ain't work. Somehow it ain't loop up right. We had about 5, 6 hours left. And he was like, yo, let's try it again. We tried again, and
yeah,
boom, that's what came from it. So that was like basically the last joint on the album, and that made a
yeah,
difference because I think it would have been different if that wasn't on the album. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But it's
That's a
still been a
fact.
good album. But that one solidified it.
That
Now,
is
as
a
for
fact.
my favorite joint is the Big joint because like I knew Puff growing up. Puff was in the Vernon. That's when I was living in New Rochelle. So Mount
Yeah,
Vernon and New Rochelle is right next to each other. So I known and seen Puff since high school. You know what I'm saying? So. We basically, we had to go report. I remember he called me and he said, yo, I got an artist, my artist Biggie Smalls, Boom Bang Boom, he want to do a joint. And I had heard the party and bullshit. So I was like, yeah.
mm-hmm.
you know, like I already know, like son, like, and I had heard from him from going to Brooklyn and being out there visiting my peoples. It was like, yo, it's this kid that's nice. So I remember, like, you know, Puff called me to come to the studio. We went to the studio. Never forget, we had like a box of blunts. We had like 4 or 5 bottles of champagne. Finesse did the beat. See, they remixed it on one of them albums. Big had, like, what was the album?
One of the posthumous joints.
I think like,
it was Born Again. It was Born Again.
Yeah, and that wasn't the joint. The joint was the Finesse beat.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if Big would have been alive, I think he'd have canceled that remix. He would have been like, nah, son, like, we're not using that. And I remember it just like, Finesse was there, came and laid the joint, and Puff was in there, and, you know, like, Big had his people. Lil C's was in there. Lil C's was like 16, 17 years old. He had his peoples. My peoples was there, so it was basically Uptown Bronx, Brooklyn connection. Puff was there, you know what I'm saying? Telling niggas, yo, you gotta yell and then do what you do. Like, on the chorus, you hear you going, come on, motherfuckers. That was Puff. Like, he was like, yo, you gotta get amped on that shit. So, you know, that whole night, man. And what's bugged about it is, I wrote my verse, right? Like, I'm writing my verse, and I'm like, all right, I got mine's done. And Big is like, I'm ready. And I ain't see him write nothing down. Like, I just seen him walking around, like, smoking and mumbling to himself and this and that. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, he went in there and did that shit. I was like, damn, like, son, he gonna be something. Word.
Yeah. So you knew what Big was gonna be from that. Like,
yeah, from then, I was like, yo, like, when I heard it, I was like, damn, like, he got some shit with him. You know what I'm saying? So when I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8. I was like, damn, like, someone completely bonkers on the joint. I was like, oh man, like, this boy right here, he gonna do something.
So let me ask you. So that's not your favorite song that you did.
That might be one of my favorite songs. That might be my joint.
That might be it. All right, cool. So. That's crazy. We skipped the whole shit. Nah, but nah, that's dope. Because we're gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back to that. But tell me about, because yo, man, Brand Nubians, like, y'all was everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, y'all was the biggest thing moving for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about meeting an artist that, because this platform is really about the fan, like from a perspective of, I'm trying to bring back the whole thing of being a fan, because niggas be trying to act like that shit ain't cool being a fan.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm definitely a fan of certain people.
Right. So as a fan, who was it that you met that you was like, yo, I'm chilling with, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, I just met such and such.
Probably with, like, I would say, like, it would have to be probably Kane, because see, people don't understand, like, them joints. First of all, Kane came out at a time when hip hop still wasn't really safe. Like, if you went to a party, a hip hop party, you went to Latin Quarters, Union Square, this or that, like, you had to be a real thorough motherfucker. It wasn't, lame niggas was getting, they was getting spotted and beat up at the door. You know what I'm saying? So that was at a time when, like, hip hop was still not completely safe. And then, like, being in the club, like, and hearing, like, Kane, like, Raw and all them joints that Kane had. And see, you gotta understand, like, when Kane used to come to shows, he'd come with all them Brooklyn niggas and heavy, just be heavy on the neck and this and that, and they walking around and they 100 deep in there. And my man Big Botch was running with them, and, like, that was at a time when you still have bosses. Like, Big Botch was a boss, and Jesus and all them dudes like that, and Kane, like, they protecting Kane, and Kane coming on the stage. Like, I was like, yo, I like son right there. Like, Kane was the one. To this day, when Kane is in Raleigh down here, sometimes I go to Kane crib and I just didn't listen to him. You know what I'm saying? One day I was over there and Cool G Rap came through, and that was like a double whammy. I was like, oh, Cool G, and we went through about 3-4 bottles of wine, and, you know, we talked, and Kane about 12 o'clock went to the kitchen and cooked some shit up. Like, shit was like crazy. So I would say, like, Kane, definitely.
Yo, it's crazy because Kane is the reason why I rap, bro. Like I remember, you know, I came up, I was listening to the Run DMCs and the LLs, and I was listening to that. but it was something about seeing Kane. Maybe it's a Brooklyn thing. I don't know. But when I
Probably
saw
was,
him,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But when I saw him, it was Ain't No Half Stepping. I don't know what came out first. I think Ain't No Half Stepping came out before the Symphony, if I ain't mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Or vice. Nah, you know what? Well, nah, Ain't No Half Stepping did come out before the Symphony. So I remember seeing Ain't No Half Stepping, like, yo, this is fire. And then seeing the Symphony, and I was like, oh, that's it. That's it. I got
definitely.
I gotta do this shit. Pen and paper. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Shout to Big Daddy Kane. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So, all right. So we're gonna go back to the Come On Motherfucker Dude. Y'all was in the studio all together during
all
that
of
time.
us. We was together right then and there.
Did the record. Was there anything? Was there any other opportunity that came up for you to work with Big, and maybe it didn't happen? It just didn't happen. Or?
Well, I you know that came up. We did that joint, and then you know, like I would go to Brooklyn sometimes. I'd be in Brooklyn, and me and my man Spark, we'd pull up on Big and them right over there and blow something and this and that. And you know, like I think if he would have lived a little longer, we'd have definitely made another joint or something. Because you know, every time I would see him, I'd be like, yo, we gonna do some shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy, man. Like I remember he was in DC, and that was at a time when I was with Regina Hall, the actress Regina Hall, and like I brought her to the show in DC, and Big was there. That's when he was doing the party and bullshit. He was like, yo, like I brought her to the show, and she met Big, and Big was like, yo, son, like yo, she's wild, like yo, she's bugged out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I had that thing with Big, man, and it's, you know, definitely.
You know, I think I would have loved to have heard like a project with you and Big. I like with the voices, like I could just hear it. I could hear it. Like that would have been wild, crazy. Before we get up out of here, I want to ask you about that. You know, you've seen the eras kind of change, and how they've evolved. We're in the era now of the collabos. Like, do you think that this would have the way that, because like you see like Styles P and Havoc, like they just did that project, and how I was just saying just now, I think you Big would have been crazy. Do you think that back in the days, if they would have implemented that back in the days, it would have laid a better foundation for now? If it would have happened then? Because I think about that. Like I think about that all the time. Like I feel like the way the music is now is, we laid a foundation, but I don't think we really enforced it like straight through. You know what I'm saying? And followed through. I think it wasn't a whole lot of camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? What you think about that? What do you think about the collabo thing?
Well, I think it's going the way that it's supposed to go, because like back in the days, like dudes, they did collabos, but not really. Like it was so new, and at the time where you had to establish yourself first before you could start running around and collabing with people. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, like it was a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, man, like. You was trying to get on. Like it ain't like now, like how you could go in the crib and do some shit on the computer and come out this and that. Like you had to be nice, you know. Yeah. And when you was going to the studio, depending on what studio was going to, you couldn't really waste nobody time. Like you get in the studio and not do nothing, and you have a dude working on the ball. Like, yo, come on, son, man, yo, get this nigga out of here, man. I remember when I used to first go to the studio with Pooh Bah before Brand Nubian, he used to be like, yo, son, when we go to the studio, if somebody asks you to spit, you got to be ready. You understand? So I was always ready. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no half stepping and how some of these kids go on the mic and start around and be like, hold on. Nah, it was none of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that it's basically it went the way it was supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a part yet, all the collabs, but it came to as people start going to the studio, Native Tongues, you know, see how they all collabed and, you know, got together. So that came later, but like at the time we was coming out, like it was basically every man for himself. But even in my time, we collabed. Like I done did millions of collabs. You know what I'm saying? I done beat nuts, and I mean it's Jay. Like I done from Jay to Conway. I always say. You know what I'm saying? So and you can fill in the blanks from there. So you know I think that it went the way it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? it's still chambers being made in hip hop. Like I don't get mad at the young boys. I let them do what they do. You know what I'm saying? You can't get mad at them. How you gonna get mad at them? If you know, like people say, well, they not making no classics. Well, to my daughter and who's their age and listening to it, those are her classics. You know what I'm saying? 20 years from now, 30 years from now, these songs that she like now, those are gonna be her classics. So you can't really say that. If you want to get mad at somebody, get mad at your mother or father for having you like 30, 40 years too soon. You know what I'm saying? You can't get mad at these boys for making money.
But you know what I say to that? Like, I agree with you 5 billion%, because I feel like first of all, to really love hip hop, you gotta understand what hip hop is. And hip hop has always been for the youth. It's youth driven. We grew up. Hip hop didn't. You understand what I'm saying? And not to mention, hip hop is still fairly young.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what we need to do is let them do what they do.
Yeah.
Still do what we do.
Exactly.
Adult contemporary. It's our shit. You understand what I'm saying? That way, Sadat X ain't competing with Blueface.
Yeah,
but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, not the Blueface, but that's his lane.
You know that's his lane.
Like, you shouldn't have to compete with what's popular. What's older is never what's popular.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But we have our own.
Yeah, still a lane there. It's still a lane.
Our own underworld.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, I definitely salute that and agree with that 5 billion%. And I want to encourage everybody that's watching this to make sure that you go check out Come On Motherfucker.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like it is one of the ones, man. Like if you ain't familiar, and I ain't talking about the one from Born Again, nigga. I ain't talking
you gotta
about
find the Lord Finesse version.
Yeah, you gotta find a Lord Finesse joint, man. You gotta check that joint out. And because I'm pretty sure if y'all listening to this and listening to the sound of our voice, you already know about Slow Down. You already know about Punk Step Up and Get Me Down. But I tell y'all to go stream it. When I have guests on, run that up too. I know y'all love it. You might as well, because you probably got them shits on your playlist anyway. So go run them joints up, the classic joints. Yo, Sadat, I appreciate you stopping by and chopping it up with us, you know what I'm saying, and letting us know what your favorite song is, man. Yo, what you got going on real quick?
Well, right now, you know, I'm just working on a couple of things. Like I got a joint. I'm working with my man Doughboy. You know what I'm saying? He's up and coming dude. You know, he do a lot of stuff with the youngsters. With like, you know, like he's connected with I think it's Flea Mob or Lord Flea, one of those things. Like he's connected with, and I like the young boys. You know, I don't know them all. It's just they so and it's so much mass production now where I can't keep up with all of them. But some of them I do hear got some shit. I can't front on it. I like the way that boy Moneybag Yo, he put shit together. You know what I'm saying? You can't get if you're an MC, and I don't care what era you from, if you listen to what he's doing, you gotta, even if you don't like him, you gotta be like, but that boy put some shit together. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. So like I you know, like I got that coming. I'm doing another joint with Ella Sensei. You know what I'm saying? Me and Diamond is working on a joint. So I'm constantly in the studio working, man. That's what I feel keeps me up, keeps me with the times, to keep me going.
What's up with Will Tell? You got some joints with Will?
I'm gonna holler at Will. I gotta get back up top. You know, Will, he had stopped rocking with the beats for a minute, but I seen lately on the gram, like he say he's back with it again, and I've been hollering at him. So I'm gonna definitely check Will. Will, you know, helped me at a time when I needed some help, man, and I appreciate him.
Yeah. Yo, I love Will, man.
No doubt.
I got a couple classics with him myself.
Yeah, definitely. I know, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Shout to Will Tell, man. That's forever. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? But yo, again, bro, thank you for stopping through. Wish you nothing but success. You already know, bro. Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Salute, family.
All right.